1 second. Go.
Sambeya, Sambeya, tra la 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 la. Sambeya, Sambeya, tra la 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 la. Shiru, 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 kak Sambeya, tra la 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 la. Shiru, 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 kak Sambeya, tra la la la. Faster, Sambeya, Sambeya.
Hi, I'm Rabbi David Mark, and this man is
Javier Smollers de Canto.
yes from Temple Sholom Pompano Beach.
We are starting well.
Yes, and we're really sorry that because of the current circumstances, we will not be able to have our communal Seder, but we're going to, the cantor and I discussed this, and we decided with Doreen's help, hi Doreen, to bring the Seder to you. And every Seder, of course, is based on the number 4. We'll get to that, and we're going to be doing a lot of singing. But first, let's talk about what we're not supposed to eat on Pesach.
What do you think? Chametz.
Chametz, or
Chametz.
chametz. Okay, I grew up with chametz. Okay. Chametz is any admixture of oats, wheat, rye, barley, and spelt, mixed with water and allowed to stand for 18 minutes. And that's why I recall in strikes from the matzah factory when I was back in my old neighborhood, they had to stop the machinery every 18 minutes to clean off the rollers, and we used to visit all the time, and because the Strikes Matzah Factory was right in the neighborhood, my mother only bought Horowitz Margaretten. I don't know why. Do you recall any stories of your youth regarding Pesach?
No, I mean, I was growing my family was a little bit more secular, and all the stories that they have about Pesach, they were more about what I was learning in the Jewish day school, that I went to a Jewish day school, and we did the Seder of Pesach, of course, in the house, but we were not. I don't have such memories, so many memories about how meticulous you have to be before Pesach, because if you think that the issue or the big problem is to be a week without eating chametz, the real thing here is how do you prepare for that? And whoever cleans the house knows really what is that.
Yes, it's the traditional time of year to pull out the microwave and see what's been growing back there for the last 11 months.
And you can find many things that they were you were looking for.
Yes.
Like a diamond ring.
Just one more memory of Pesach. It is really among the longest Jewish holidays, along with Sukkot, and because of the prohibitions, there's not a heck of a lot you can do. You can't buy food on the outside. But I do remember that one of our yearly rituals was going to the Radio City Music Hall to see the Easter show with the Rockettes. And we'd sit there in the dark eating our matzah and butter and macaroons and tangerines, had to have a tangerine, and a gigantic cross came down from the bowels of the ceiling, and the Rockettes are dancing, and I remember saying, wow, that must be some religion. So there we go home and be pasted it. All right, Cantor, what are you bringing us this evening with regards to the Seder?
Well, we are going to follow the Galah.
Yes. Okay, this is the Concise Family Seder, and there are hundreds of different editions of the Seder, all the way from the traditional ones with the velvet covers to the half-hour Seder, which I know some of our congregants like to use. And as I said before, the number 4 is key, because God, that's 4 cups of wine and 4 dips. No, it's not 4 dips. Well, there are a lot of 4s, but that all goes back to the 4 promises God made to the Jewish people. I took you out of Egypt, and I saved you from Pharaoh. I freed you from a condition in which you were not allowed to do what you want, slavery, and I took you to be my people. And there is a fifth promise, symbolized by the cup of Elijah, which is put on the table, but not drunk, because that is the one where God promises, after 40 years, to bring us into the land of Israel. And just in the equal time category, this is the Kos Miriam, the cup of Miriam, and I would encourage everybody to use one of their cups. It doesn't have to be specifically labeled Kos Miriam, but it's a nice remembrance for Miriam the prophet, the sister of Moses, the oldest one in the family, who was really very instrumental in the story. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So when the Haggadah was put together?
The whole Seder?
Yeah.
I would say it's Talmudic for the most part. You have various customs, for example, the idea of lying on a chaise and reaching into a bowl and taking your food. That's why we recline to one side. That goes back to the Greeks and the Romans. And as far as marking the door to fend off an angry god, that's probably much earlier than that. That could be Babylonian. Okay?
Okay.
But
Right,
it's all...
to know how the Haggadah
Yes.
was put together.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we're taking a look at, normally we would be lighting candles, and we would light candles, L'havlik ner shel Yom Tov, to light the candles of Yom Tif, and Shechayanu, thanking God for keeping us alive and sustaining us and bringing us to this happy time. And certainly Cantor and my prayers go out to one and all, for everybody should be well, and if God forbid somebody is not, we wish them refuah shalema.
And when we are saying Shechayanu, the Shechayanu is for the first day. As you know, we are in the diaspora, and we have a second day, a day that we say Yom Sheni LaGaluyot, the second day for the diasporic places. And contrary of what many people think that the last day of Pesach is the day that we add, but it's not that way. The second day of Pesach is the second day. This is the day that we add. Yeah. So here we have 2 days where we are not. I mean, this year nobody goes to work, unfortunately, because or they shouldn't go. Yeah. But the difference in the diaspora is that the second day here we do have a festive day, and they don't have a festive day there. So this is why they finish before, but not because of the last days, because of this day that is the second. So we are going to say the Shechayanu on the first day and on the second Seder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so in Israel, where they only have one Seder, if somebody invites you to the second day of Pesach for the Seder, don't go, because there won't be one. Okay.
Okay. So a dessert has different steps. Yeah. The first one we call Barech. Yes, that is the bracha of the bracha of the lights. Then it starts Kadesh.
Yes.
Yes, that is the Kiddush, and then goes with different names that we are going to say.
Yes. Yes. Ironically, Purim is the holiday when you're commanded to drink, but more people tend to drink more on Pesach.
Yeah.
4 cups. All right. Okay.
So now is the moment of the Kiddush. So I am going to recite the Kiddush now. Well, there are different. We are accustomed to write when we are saying the Kiddush, but there are other customs that they say the Kiddush sitting on the table.
Yes.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar bar mikol ha'am ורומם מכל השונה וקידשנו במצוותיו. ותיתן לנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה, מועדים לשמחה, חגים וזמנים לששון. את יום חג המצות הזה, זמן חירותנו קיבלנו בחרת ותנו קידשת מכל העמים. 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 ומועדי קודשך בשמחה ובששון נחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש ישראל והזמנים. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
All right, turn to page 11, and this is, you see, there's another way of remembering. It's what I call the desert island approach. If you are washed ashore on a desert island just before Pesach, and you do not have a Haggadah or Haggadah, you can remember the order of the Seder because Rabbi Reifman made us memorize it in the 8th grade. And so on. Gives you the different steps of the Seder. And the cantor just did the Kiddush, and we got Kadesh. Yes, Urachatz. Urachatz says you wash your hands without making a blessing. Because this is just before you're going to eat the green vegetable. Okay?
So ironically,
Yes.
we don't have to do now the 20 seconds washing hands,
Right.
but to see that we were
Yes.
people from the beginning.
Yes,
Yeah.
they design, see, we're very clean as Jews, but you wash your hands without a bracha. Without a
Without
blessing.
the
Right, okay, so we distribute the celery, which is right over that. Now, please offer some to my colleague. Okay, and we want to thank the cantor for providing the celery. Yes, chazeret is the lettuce.
Okay.
Don't bogart this.
Okay,
the
well,
carbohydrates.
I have the celery not in the right place, but it's okay.
That's not right. Oh, you're right. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Okay.
Okay. Because we were two Jewish professionals, we know what we're doing. Here we go. All right, now, quick, where does celery grow? Is there a celery tree? Oh, very good. The viewing audience says that it grows in the ground. Okay, so we're going to tap our celery together and do the bracha. That's very traditional, I just made it up. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri ha'adamah. Amen. Okay. Well, we can put the celery back. Don't do that. We need that for tomorrow. Okay. All right. Now we're going to, since the cantor is closer to the matzah, there are traditionally 3 matzahs, or matzot, on a platter. And of course, we seem to have gone a little overboard in the matzah department.
Yeah.
But why 3 matzot? Give me a 3. Right. Kohen, Levi, Israel. The priest, the Levite, and the Israelite. And which matzah do you take out?
I mean, I take the Kohen because I am a Kohen.
Well, I'm sorry, you gotta take the Levi because if you want the Kohen, it's all right. I wouldn't stop you, it's all right. Okay.
So this
Yes.
is not from
You'll
here.
notice that the matzahs are designed,
So this is the
yes, with dotted lines, okay?
Yeah.
So that you know exactly where to place your thumbs. Ah, wonderful, great.
Okay.
Now you put one half back, and the other half is wrapped in a napkin for the
Afikoman.
the afikoman.
So there are no children here,
No.
but I am the youngest here.
Yeah. Oh, you are.
Yes. So
Okay.
that means that.
You get the afikoman. I have seen the afikoman.
So you have to.
Oh, I'll hide it. Sure.
Okay.
So I'm hiding it. Afikoman parlayed into a Lamborghini, but I don't think that's going to happen tonight.
No, this is in Hanukkah. The miracles are in Hanukkah. No?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that was fine. Now we do Magid, and we tell the story of Pesach. It's not in its entirety, but it's included a great deal of this. You'll notice that the next paragraph, and we're going to move it along, we'll just summarize the paragraph. It's in Aramaic, which was the written language, the spoken language, excuse me, back around the 1st century, a mixture of Greek and Hebrew. But since Cantor is the youngest person, I guess he has to do the 4 questions.
Yeah.
We are going to do that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
All right,
That's
that's fine.
fine. Because we have to show.
Okay, Cantor's going to show us the symbol of affliction.
And I think that in this particular situation, we are
Yes.
slaves of this kind of virus, and we have to be in the house, and we cannot be with other people. We do have time. We say that, but we are not. We don't own the time to do what we really want to do.
Right.
And I think that gives a lot of a special meaning for us in this.
Yes. Well, they say that the Seder is meant to be a reenactment of the slavery experience leading to chorim, to cherut, to liberty, to freedom.
Okay.
All right.
Ma nishtana alayla ze mikol halelot, mikol halelot, shebechol halelot anu ochlim chametz umatzah, chametz umatzah. Alayla ze kulo ma'asa. Alayla ze kulo ma'asa. Shebechol halelot anu ochlim she'al yerakot, she'al yerakot. Alayla ze she'al maror, maror. Alayla ze maror, maror. Shebechol halelot einanu magbilim afilu pa'am echad, afilu pa'am echad. Alayla ze shishtei pe'amim.
well, later on we'll get to the 4 different types of children, the wise, the wicked, the simple, and the one who does not know how to ask. But that is also a number 4, and I can recall the first time I said the 4 questions, the fear kashas, and well, it wasn't the first time there, but it was a very embarrassing experience standing on the chair at the rabbi's house and wondering, why am I standing on the chair? And being afraid I would fall off. But I did not fall off, I'm happy to say, and apparently I did a decent enough job with the 4 questions. But that's always been a very important requirement for kids in Hebrew school, to learn the 4 questions before Pesach. And you never know when you'll be called upon to do the 4 questions. There's the story of the big tough troop of paratroopers in Israel, and these big guys who can jump out of planes. And they had a Passover Seder once in the desert, and the youngest one, who I believe was 19, had to do the 4 questions. Contrary-wise, in a nursing home, you had a gentleman who was only 90, and he had to do the 4 questions. So you should always go over them. You never know. You may be called upon. Yes, we'll do that. Okay.
So this is the way that is. We are asking to our fathers or to the elderly people in the table, what is that? And then is the Magid. He's telling us the story. So the first part is to say that we were slaves. Page number 15. Abadi Malino Alinu Achabenechorim Benechorim Abadi Malinu Achachata Benechorim Abadi Malinu Achata Benechorim Benechorim Achata Benechorim Benechorim.
Okay, and now we get to the 4 children, and traditionally they always had the wicked son as a soldier, because soldiers were not really pro-Jewish. They oppressed the Jews, the Roman soldier. There's an engraving I saw many years ago that had that. But then Israel was founded and soldiers became good. So now the most recent depiction of the wicked son, which does go back a number of years, Arthur Schick is Haggadah, and he has him as a man about town, wearing jodhpurs and gambling and doing all sorts of things a nice Jewish boy should not do. But the soldier has been rehabilitated. Okay, so what are we doing about the 4 children? Okay, all right. Other people say the wise, the wicked, the simple, the one who does not know how to ask, represents the 4 level of consciousness in the human being. In some areas, like our professions, we're very skilled. In others, we're angry if we're called upon to do something. And yet another, when you encounter a new situation, you feel like the simpleton who doesn't know how to deal with it. And finally, the she'eno yodea lish'ol, the one who does not know how to ask. Every time, and I think we're in one of those times now, you're faced with a situation you don't know how to cope. And you just try to get through, and you reach out to your loved ones and friends, and even if it's on the phone or FaceTime, and you find that you can get through. We will get through this. That's what Jews do. We survive.
Yeah. There are some people that they always talk about the 5th child. Yes, and in this case, the number 5 is the one that we already lost. Yeah, that he's not in the table anymore, that he doesn't want to come, that he assimilated or whatever, but he's not here. So it's a kind of thing to think about in the modern Jewish time, that the assimilation rate is going up and up and up. Yeah.
Okay. There's a section here, I don't think we'll do it in depth, but it talks about the 5 rabbis who were in the town of Bnei Brak. First off, our prayers go forward to the people of Bnei Brak, because they have a terrible percentage rate of the afflicted people in Israel. But what happened in this instance was all the different rabbis, Talmudic rabbis, they were plotting a rebellion against Rome, which was very unusual for rabbis. Rabbis were generally pacifistic. And at the very end, as we see, they argued through the night whether it was a Passover Seder or discussing this plot or the situation in Israel in general. And then one of their Talmidim, one of their students came and said, Rabbosai, masters, rabbis, it's time to do the Shacharit, the Shema of the Shacharit service, the morning service. No matter how bad things get, we don't forget about God, we don't forget to pray, and even if we're not exactly happy about the current situation, medical, political, whatever it is, we just go on. Okay, no happy, no more happy, okay.
Muy bien, Shlach et Ami Veyavduni. We're on page 26.
Thank you.
And because it's in English and the rabbi has a better pronunciation than me,
Oh, that's not nice.
you are able to.
Okay, do you want me to use my Charlton Heston voice?
You can do the one that you are.
My favorite is Yul Brynner.
This one.
That's it. Shlach na et ami v'yavduni. Send forth my people and let them serve me. Which got translated as let my people go. It's not the same thing.
Well,
I understand that.
It's not the same, but it's okay.
Okay. Oh, we're doing the spiritual? Because we're so spiritual.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Okay.
I mean, I know that there is a
I don't know that one.
Well, but then
Why
there
don't you
is
do
it, then, no, I don't remember that. But then it's in English.
Okay.
Israel was in Egypt land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land, tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. Thus saith the Lord, bold Moses said, let my people go. If not, I'll smite your people dead. Let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. As Israel stood by the water's side, let my people go. By God's command it did divide. Let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. Let my people go. Let my people go.
Have you heard Paul Robeson do that? He does a nice job. He got a voice down in his shoes somewhere. Very deep. Okay. Okay. All right. 10 plagues. Now this is the part where we take the cup and we dip and stroke. Now, if you are traditional, you dip and stroke on the outside. Did you dip and stroke on the outside?
I did. And then.
Oh, that's even more adventurous.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the plate.
Oh, wow. See, my mother was a meat freak, so we dipped and we stroked on the inside of the cup, so it lost all symbolic value whatsoever.
Yeah.
But that's what we did.
You dream the same.
That's right. Okay, so 10 plagues. Very easy to remember the 10 plagues because of that handy acronym, that handy mnemonic that Rabbi Yehuda invented. Titzach Adash Biacham. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to ask the cantor to lead us in the 10 plagues and fling wine around mad abandon.
Da Sfardea Kinim Aro Dever Shkin Barad Arve Choshech Makar Bechorot.
Very nice. Oh, and Titzach, they left out Rabbi Yehuda.
You say it.
Okay, Ditzah, one more. Adash, Biachav. That's the first letter of each of the Ten Commandments, 10 plagues grouped together. Okay? And the second cup of wine.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri agafen.
Amen. Okay, now everybody's favorite song, the Dayenu. It would have been enough if God had taken us out of Egypt. It would have been enough if He'd fed us in the desert. It would have been enough if He had given us the Torah, and so on. So we're always asking for stuff, okay? But God did deliver.
It doesn't sound so Jewish because we always want more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it is.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Yes.
Da da yenu, da da yenu, da da yenu, da yenu, da yenu, da yenu, da da yenu, da da yenu, da da yenu, da yenu, da yenu. Ilu hotzi hotzianu, hotzianu mi Mitzrayim, hotzianu, hotzianu da yenu. Hey! Da da yenu, da da yenu, da da yenu, da yenu, da yenu, da yenu, da da yenu, da da yenu, da da yenu, da yenu, da yenu. Ilu natan lanu et ha-Shabbat natan lanu da yenu. Da da yenu, eh, da da yenu, eh, da da yenu, da yenu, da yenu, da yenu, da da yenu, da da yenu, da da yenu, da yenu, da yenu. Ilu natan lanu et ha-Torah natan lanu da yenu, da da yenu. Da da yenu, da da yenu, da yenu, da yenu, da yenu, da da yenu, da da yenu, da da yenu, da yenu, da yenu. Idun noch schwarge arbeit bei dem Paro in Mitzrayim, Paro und verskrafti Idun da yenu. Da da yenu, da da yenu, da da yenu, da yenu, da yenu, da yenu, da da yenu, da da yenu, da da yenu, da yenu, da yenu.
What is that last verse in Yiddish?
Is even though the Jews they were working a lot, yes, very very hard by the Paro in Mitzrayim.
Yes.
The Paro was the one who was making them work. Paro versklaft the Eden. Paro was the one who slaved the Jewish, the Eden. Dayan.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right.
so that's it. Somebody wrote that.
That's very
I
nice. I didn't know that. Okay. All right. Then V'hi she'amda. This is a very controversial paragraph. I usually don't feel comfortable about singing it, but I sing it. See, that's the beauty of Jewish theology. Even if you disagree with something, you can still sing it. Okay? In this particular one, V'hi she'amda, the promise which stood Lavotenu v'lanu, for our ancestors, stands for us as well. Shelo echad bilvad, for not one only, has stood against us to destroy us. However, in every generation and generation, they stand upon us to destroy us. And the Holy One, blessed be He, saves us from their hands. It's a little too easy.
Yeah, but it became like a national anthem also, because it makes together a lot of situations where we were put in a very 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 hard position by others because of others that want to beat us, and has inside the the belief that God is going to be with us always. Yes. So this is why this song that we know that song because it's in the Haggadah. Many times is chosen to be sung in other situations where we have a sakana, a situation of danger. This one that we are living now as a society in general, as human beings, will be another one, that God is not going to abandon us because He made a promise. Yes.
Okay.
And so Purim will be another one, and many other situations would have been a situation where we were able to sing this song as a testimony of faith.
Yes.
But it's controversial.
Well, if it's an earthly enemy, okay, like
Yeah.
Israel has faced so many times, I always think of that line. I think it's Zechariah, where the Israelites, the Jews, came back from Babylonia to Israel. Not so many, but a few, and they wanted to build the temple. And they were always being attacked by the Moabites or the Amalekites or the Samaritans. And so they built as men must build, with the sword in one hand and the trowel in the other. Is the thing you use for cement. Yeah. Well.
Alright.
Okay.
Let's sing it anyway. Let's hear it.
Yes, please. You start.
והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שחלק בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, שבכל דור ודור עומדים עלינו לכלותנו, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מידם, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מידם.
Okay. The bottom paragraph is very heartening. It's important to maintain Jewish tradition and Jewish heritage, and every generation, I find this frequently with members of the congregation. After we're gone, there'll be no more Jews. That was said, I think, for the first time in the Talmud. When Rabbi Yehuda died, there were no more tellers of tales. When Rabbi Shimon died, there were no more great Talmudists. And we're still here. That's the thing. So I just think we go on. It's what we do.
אוקיי, בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים. In every generation we have to look to ourselves, inside us, like if we were living Egypt in this moment. You know, the intent to make us feel or remember Yetziat Mitzrayim we have in many moments. Yes, for example, each time that we say Kiddush of Shabbat is Sechel Yetziat Mitzrayim. Every holiday is Sechel Yetziat Mitzrayim. So the point of being able to value, yes, to value is to put value, to feel that this is a important thing. The issue of freedom is a leitmotif in Judaism. So I will say, like we have in Judaism the ubacharta b'chem, that you are going to choose life first. I will say this is the second. Yes, and then first life, then freedom, and all the moments that we have to remember this value for freedom is the moment that we have the opportunity to valorate also time. Yeah, that we are free when we can enjoy some time for us. A slave has no time. We call them every time. You can be the CEO of a very important, or you can be with a very important job in a very important company, and they call you and they say, no, I need you here. No, but it's the bar mitzvah of my son. No, I need you here. And you are a slave, even if you get more than $300,000 a year. I mean, you are a slave. sometimes. So there is a beautiful tune for this on 33, the page 33. Bechol dormador chayav adam lirot et atzmo כאילו יצא ממצרים. בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו כאילו יצא ממצרים. בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו כאילו יצא ממצרים.
All right. Now, Rabban Gamliel was the leader of the Sanhedrin, and they didn't call him Rabbi. They called him not Rabbi. They called him Rabban. That's our rabbi. And he said he was really a minimalist. He said we cut it down to three basic things. If you don't say these things, you haven't been the Mekayim, the mitzvah. You haven't fulfilled the mitzvah of Pesach. You have to point at the bone, and I see we have a lovely bone there. And everybody says Pesach, which is the Korban Pesach, reminds us of the Paschal lamb, the offering. And then we say matzah, right over there on the plate, and maror, which is the very presentable looking horseradish. Okay? Now, why do we remember the Pesach? Because the Israelites slaughtered a lamb or a sheep or a goat, and they smeared its blood on their doors to fend off the Malach HaMaves, the angel of death. And for centuries, that Korban Pesach was offered. We don't do it anymore. We pray instead. But the Samaritans still do the Korban Pesach, the Passover sacrifice, at their shrine on Har Gerizim, Mount Gerizim. Matzah. Okay, why is matzah important?
Matzah is because this is the bread that they were doing when they went up from Egypt.
Yes, it's the
So
lechem.
yes, and it's part of the mitzvah.
Yes.
And you have to eat that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And if you ever, this year, if you bought a box of egg matzah, everybody loves egg matzah, but on the side it says, according to the Shulchan Aruch, according to the Code of Jewish Law, this matzah may only be eaten by children or the elderly or people who are not well. And I'm sitting there and eating it and reading it, okay? And I hope I guess I'm kind of elderly, but even so, it's like they're saying, well, we warned you, okay? It's the only food that comes with a disclaimer. And the maror, the horseradish.
Well, of the bitterness that the horseradish has.
Yes, and the chazeret, the romaine lettuce, is also bitter. The horseradish is bitter in your mouth, but it's okay in your belly. The romaine lettuce is okay in your mouth, but it's bitter in your belly. And what is the result? I don't believe it either. But it's what they teach you in Hebrew school. What? It's because slavery is bitter, okay, as they used to say in Brooklyn. It's not just physical slavery. People are slave to different things. People have habits, people have hobbies, people can't get away from stuff. I heard that certain board games could be addictive. Okay, now this is where we would go outside and wash our hands on page 37, because we're going to eat matzah. We wash our hands with a bracha, with a blessing. Before you eat bread, you wash your hands with a bracha.
Yes, you do the netilat yadayim. Okay, the bracha will be, you have it there. But you have to do when you are washing. I mean, so you have to go, you have to wash. Yes, 3 times, and then you say the bracha. So in this moment it will be just for teaching. Is Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Kideshanu B'mitzvotav V'tzivanu Al Netilat Yadayim.
Amen. Okay, now eating the matzah, it is significant that on Pesach you're not allowed to eat chametz. The but you are commanded to eat matzah. So one is a negative mitzvah, and the other one is a positive mitzvah. And when you eat the matzah, you say two brachos, brachot. And what are the brachot?
Okay, so that will be Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Amotzi Lechem Min Haaretz. And Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Kireshanu Mitzvotav Vetzivanu Al Achilat Matzah.
Right.
That will be.
Yes. Okay.
That you can. Then after that you will eat. I'm not going to eat that because I don't want to start with all the side effects of the matzah.
Well, you said you volunteered to eat
Five.
grain.
The grain is okay. I can.
Right, without
Three,
the
four.
fish. Okay. The maror, the bitter herb. Well, what can I say? When I was a kid, you had red horseradish, now you got white horseradish, now you got super intense Belgian glasses horseradish. You know, some people like spicy food.
Okay, so you have there the maror. You can use the root, yes, of the horseradish if you have it. Here we have already processed. How do you say when it's already?
It's prepared.
Prepared, yeah.
Yes.
And will be Baruch Ata Hashem Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Kireshanu Mitzvotav Vetzivanu Al Achilat Ma'aron. Take a little piece on the matzah, or you can take it by yourself without matzah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have.
Next is korech, the sandwich. And a lot of people think that the Earl of Sandwich invented the sandwich in the 18th century because he was addicted to gambling, and he stayed at the gaming table so long that he ordered his butler to bring him a piece of meat between two pieces of bread, hence the sandwich. But it wasn't him. It was in the first century, a rabbi named Hillel, and he said that you should take two pieces of matzah with some of the paschal lamb and some of the bitter herb and eat those together, because you were fulfilling the mitzvah of matzah umrorim tochluhu. You shall eat matzah and maror together. Now, if Hillel had gotten the same publicity that the Earl of Sandwich got, you wouldn't be getting a tuna fish sandwich or an egg and cheese sandwich. You'd be getting a tuna fish Hillel or an egg and cheese Hillel. But unfortunately, this never caught on. So,
Well, maybe in the future you're gonna come what is the name of the place that you have the sandwiches?
Einstein's?
No, it says bagels. The other one.
Oh, the Brooklyn Bagel?
No, the other sandwich.
They have a lot of places like that.
Yeah, and you make the sandwich. They are subs.
Yes.
Subs or something.
Subway.
Yeah, Subway.
Yes.
So they're gonna
We just
have-
gave plugs to 3 different companies. They have nothing.
They're gonna have the killer sandwich.
Right, yes, but they should make a donation because we just gave them a plug.
Okay.
All right, next is Shulchan Aruch, and we really hope and pray you have a wonderful, wonderful Seder meal. I've been calling members. They told me that this one's bringing the chicken soup and that one is bringing the brisket, but nobody is doing that. Instead, they're just dropping it off. I think with the social distance, the person who lives in the apartment will stand there and hold their hands out, and the person with the brisket will stand down the hall and try to go for it. So that would be the safest thing, okay, the flying brisket. No, but seriously, we hope you have a wonderful Passover Seder, because one thing about, what's that line? The 3-line summary of any Jewish holiday? They came to kill us, we beat them, let's eat. Okay. All right, now at this point, Safun, the hidden matzah, this is better if one of you was a small child.
Well, sometimes I am behaving like that.
Yes,
So it's
well,
okay.
I think, okay. So I'm just going to pass it on to the cantor as the youngest person here, as he never tires of reminding us. And I hope you have a happy and a healthy and a prosperous new year, and maybe someone will buy you.
Pesach.
Well, yeah, but Nissan could be the first month of the year also. There's a whole controversy about that.
Yeah, seriously, this pretend to be a way to be with you during this holiday. Yeah, I wish you can sing with us the songs. You will be able to have the Agadah. It will be nice to know if you have an Agadah. There's a lot of places that you are going to be able to download Agadah. Maybe we can put on the website. We are going to put the links. Yes, to give you the links where you can download many types of Agadah. And maybe this year that you are going to be at home, it's going to be a good moment to learn about Pesach. And there are a lot of different commentaries and articles about Pesach with completely different interpretations. Yes, that would be nice if you have time to do that. I don't have time because I have a 4-year-old that she's with me all the day, so I cannot do that. But
she teaches you so much.
Yeah, a lot.
Yes, it's like parenting is really an on-the-job kind of job. Okay, well.
Okay.
All right. Good. Great. Okay.
So let's see one last song because we cannot do without that. Yes.
Yeah. Really.
Okay. And Haggadah is another song that shows us who we are.
Yes.
Every time.
Yes. The lamb is supposed to be Israel, and the cat is Egypt, and the dog is Rome, and the fire is Persia because they were fire worshippers. And what else? The fire and the water was somebody else. Okay. And the ox. Sadly, the ox is the. I think it's the church, the power of the church, and the slaughterer was the ultimate slaughterer, the Shoah, and the Malach HaMaves, the angel of death. Yeah. In Judaism, does not have a skull and a black robe and skeleton hands. He's just another angel. But let's not talk about that. So we'll sing Haggadah.
Okay. So how do we are with the time? Okay. So where is here?
It's not the Hebrew.
It's not in Hebrew?
No, but we kind of know the Hebrew.
Okay. Desavin nababin trezuzi Haggadah, Haggadah. Ve'ata shugra ve'achra legadia. Desavin nababin trezuzi Haggadah, Haggadah.
Yata Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Ve'ata kadosh baruch hu, ve'achar kadosh hamavet.
Shachat l'shochet.
Ve'shoked le'shugra, ve'ika le'kabra, ve'shata le'shugra, ve'ika le'gadia. Something like that, because I don't have the words here.
He knows it by heart.
Ve'savin nababin trezuzi Haggadah, Haggadah.
There's just this one more. It's the very end. Chasal Sidur Pesach.
Yeah.
Nice little tune. Okay, we finished the Seder according to Jewish law with all of its laws and ordinances as we have merited to celebrate it. So may we do it again because God willing next year we'll have a Seder under somewhat more ritual conditions and everybody will be well and everybody